Okay, we're going against the Nets. Oh my God, I think they're the worst team in the league. I don't want this. Get me out. I feel like there's supposed to be like a show going on the court right now, but it's just...
There we go.
If anyone heard that, that was Gracie.
His sister. We're playing at home.
Yep.
We're dunking at home.
It's been a while since we've been back home, I feel.
Man, you know what song I really want to listen to?
Outside by Sting.
Exactly.
You know what I would thoroughly enjoy is watching the Lord of the Rings characters like exactly as they are, but in like an Arrested Development type scenario. I feel like that'd be really fun.
Okay, I want to do something here, which isn't going to have any effect.
Okay.
But I want to plug for a video game on Steam that I was playing earlier today, and it's really fun. I tried to get into a multiplayer game, and all the servers were empty.
So you're not even doing this to help the developer.
No, I'm doing it for...
To play a game.
Yeah, I just want to be able to play this game that I bought years ago.
Okay. What is it?
Interstellar Marines. It's a first-person shooter.
Okay.
I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's really... from the experiences that I've had with it, it's really good.
Is it like decent graphics? Like
yeah.
It's like a AAA type deal?
Maybe not AAA, but I mean, it's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, everyone. Go buy Interstellar... What is it? Interstellar Marines?
Yeah, I think it's like $10.
Not to support the developer, but just because Sullivan wants somebody to play with. Speaking of games, you've been playing Wildlands. Is it worth the money? Is it wait and see? Is it wait and bleed? Shout out to Slipknot. Well, here's the main reason. Like, I think I could justify dropping $60 on it, but I just don't know if I could right now because I really want to beat Bloodborne. I want a platinum trophy Bloodborne is what I want to do, and you know what's shitty about that is I realize I have to play the game twice to do that.
Ooh.
But that might not be that bad. I've been working on all these DLC optional bosses that are like super hard to beat. That by the time I get to the real boss, he might be like super easy. But I want to beat Bloodborne, and then I want to go back and play... I've never played Dark Souls 2 or 3, and I really want to play those. I also really want to play Dark Souls 1 again, because I've never played the DLC. So this is a long-winded way of saying I'm probably not going to get Wildlands.
Okay.
Want to hear my biggest regret in college?
Yes.
So this was in senior year, I think, and I was taking a Japanese culture class, literally just because I needed credit hours. It had nothing to do with my degree at all, obviously. But I was like, well, this looks fun, because I looked at the book that we had to get, and it had a picture of a Pikachu float on it, so I was like, you know, I've actually never played Evolve.
That's insane.
So I'm in this Japanese culture class, and the professor is like one of the nicest guys ever. He was born in Japan, a teacher all his life. He's an older guy, and I would like, in my mind... call him sensei, which I recognize is pretty racist. I guess we can cut out most of that. So, yeah, I called this guy sensei. I recognize that it's racist. I'm not proud about it. Don't yell at me. But he would give us all these extra credit opportunities. One of them was literally, like, write a little short essay about the difference between shonen and shoujo manga. So it was very much a weeaboo class. Like, there were a lot of people that were in there because they wanted to talk about anime. And it was... I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say just picture the kind of people that would attract, and you have an idea of what my class looked like.
Okay.
But he would always do these opportunities to get extra credit and stuff. And I was like, I did all of them. It wasn't a hard class by any means, but I just, like, wanted to, you know, like, pad my score.
Right.
And he had one where it was like, there's this event on campus of, like, I don't know, it was something to do with, like, some Japanese history lecture or something that we could go to, and we could, like, send him our thoughts or whatever about it. And he would count it as extra credit. And I was like, I'll go to that. Sounds interesting. I want the extra credit. But then the day rolls around, and I'm really tired. And I just do not want to get out of bed to go to this. But I still really want that extra credit. So here's what I do. And this is one of the biggest regrets in my life. I just lie, and I make up the notes.
Ooh.
And I have a concerningly good ability to do stuff like that. So I just, like, made it up completely. I can just spitball stuff like that so easily. And I sent it to him. And then he sends me a long email back, and this is where the regret comes in. Now, you might think, like, oh, man, Eric, you got caught red-handed. No, I didn't. He was just, like, talking on and on about it, about how, like, he really wanted to go, and he's glad that I had that experience and everything. And he was like, I'm glad that you got something out of it. Thanks for sending me your notes and everything. It sounds like it was a really good time. And here's where it gets racist again.
Jeez.
I called him sensei. And then I immediately pictured it as like an anime where this is like the way I felt when I read that email and got those ill-begotten extra credit points is I felt like it was like raining and I was in the middle of a field and like my teacher had just got killed or something. Or they had just like betrayed him or something. So anyway, moral of the story is you can get away with a lot. I'm sorry, Sensei. I feel even more racist because I don't remember his name. I just keep calling him Sensei. And I don't even want to like hazard a guess because I'm gonna say something. I'm Professor Japanese. I had this idea when I was like a couple years ago. I wrote about 50,000 words of a book about like a kid that goes in and like becomes a virtual reality pro wrestler. But then I was like, this does not work as a book at all. So I was like, I'll just make a web serial for it. So I'm gonna update that once a week.
Cool.
So I can't wait to just throw more bullshit at people on Facebook. I specifically made the like update day on Tuesday just so I wanted to do Wednesday because it's like right in the middle of the week. But then I was like, oh man, I'm just like Carney, just plugging stuff constantly. Like, read my web serial, watch my YouTube channel, suck my dick. People seem to enjoy it though. I've gotten good feedback about our channel.
Well, you should tell them to leave the comments on the video.
That's true. I get a lot of texts about it, and people, I just don't understand why people can't just comment.
Yeah, like, is it that hard?
I guess if people are watching on mobile, maybe it's a little hard to comment, but
as long as you're signed in, it's not that hard.
Yeah. That's the thing. People just watch. That's what's our problem is people are watching our videos without accounts. So people are illegally watching our YouTube videos. If you're watching this right now and you don't... Well, first of all, if you're watching this right now, thanks for watching it.
Yeah, thanks.
Because you don't have to.
You've also made it like 3 minutes into the video, so...
Yeah. If you're watching it right now and you don't have an account, just pop on up there. Top right, you can sign in. If you got a Gmail, you can just sign in with your Gmail. Toss us a subscribe. Smash that like button. No, I want to have more comments just because I just want to see what silly shit people say.
Yeah. What is going on? Frodo?
Oh my god. He just got it ripped out of him like he's a little baby. Our good friend Mikey recently watched our latest upload. And he said what he really enjoyed was the Ebola bit. The I didn't go to high school bit and something else I can't remember. I loved how I think it's part 8 if you're watching this now. I love how Sullivan edited part 8 because there's so many like quick cuts that just leave things out of context and that makes me laugh every single time. I love that style of humor.
Thanks.
I don't think this guy has made a shot yet. Fuck. Alright guys, listen up for a fun time story. We were all playing some Mario Party. I remember this because we watched a lot of weird shit that night because it was you, me, Addison, Mikey, and Kara. And Kara was just on the couch watching videos of pimples getting popped.
Yeah.
And then Addison brought up like, have you seen that video of the guy who like splits his face open? And I was like, no, I definitely haven't. So in the video, the guy splits his face open, not on purpose, but he's trying to dive into the water and he hits like this concrete thing and like you see him just like floating. I think that's the grossest part for me.
Yeah.
Is you see him just floating in the middle.
All the blood.
Yeah, it literally looks like it's like food coloring. And then it cuts to like the operating room and his face is literally just like split in two. Like a doctor is like pushing it together.
Yeah.
It's one of the most insane things I've ever seen.
If you've played The Last of Us, he looked like a clicker.
Yeah, he does look like a clicker.
Because it's just like...
It's just open.
Yeah.
You can like see, like you can see all of his teeth, and you can see like whatever the teeth are connected to, the jawbone, I guess.
Oh my God.
How's that song go? The teeth are connected to the jawbone. That's what we would sing in kindergarten before we were trotted out to drink our slave water. But long story short, it's pretty gross.
Yeah. I don't recommend watching it if you're at all squeamish.
Oh yeah.
Because like I'm pretty good with that type of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like heavy gore.
Yeah.
But that made me sweat a little bit.
You know what? It made me sweat a little bit after the fact. Oh my God.
What just happened? Is he hurt?
I think he just got hurt.
Did he hit his face on the backboard?
I think he just got elbowed in the face. Well, we're just gonna have
Can we see a replay?
Yeah. Oh my God. He just got his face split open.
Oh my God. He was holding it together.
We did this. Okay, there he is. Let's see what happens here.
Oh no. Oh
my God.
He gets hit in the throat.
He didn't even flop there. That was a legitimate injury. It'll usually say it'll give us an update, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, back to the guy with his face split open. It didn't make me like sweat while we were watching it, because I don't have a problem with gore, really, at all. But what made me sweat, like thinking afterwards, is it's so weird. Like that, like seeing it didn't bother me, but it was like thinking of being one of those other people.
Yeah.
I did not like that at all.
Like, I'm terrified of pain.
You're terrified of pain?
Yeah, like
any pain? like are you do you go around your daily life like terrified of stubbing your toe?
Oh, that's one of the worst things ever.
It is. That's a bad example.
But I mean, like,
are you terrified of getting like a bruise?
No. I'm terrified of the anticipation of pain.
Oh yeah.
I'm not scared of getting hurt,
Mm-hmm.
but like if I know I'm going to go through some sort of pain, like a medical procedure,
Yeah.
it just kills me for the entire time I know up to like when the procedure happens.
Oh yeah, I totally understand that because I have extensive tattoo work and the tattooing sucks. Don't believe anybody that says they like getting tattooed because it hurts. There's no way around it. But the worst part is the way like you'll go in for your appointment and your artist will have to take like you'll get there and then there's another like 20 minutes of them just like cleaning the area, wiping everything down, getting the tools ready and everything, and you're just sitting there waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
And you know it's gonna hurt. You know you're about to get a needle just shoved into you repeatedly. But yeah, that whole video, the part that killed me is I was just thinking like, God, I wouldn't even know like, because that whole friend group is like irreversibly changed now.
Yeah.
Because they just saw their friend's like face split open. And he died. Anyway, I really hope that I get to have some Raising Cane's tonight. I mean, that's just like how you have to be, because you can't just like be bogged down by like all the sadness and suffering in the world. Like, otherwise you'd be overwhelmed. But like
Yeah.
we're talking about this guy that just died and went through like immense pain, and I'm more concerned about getting some chicken. Shout out to Jared, Monica, and Teresa. Jared's suggestion for what he would do, what we were doing, we were just all sitting in Teresa's basement, and he was like, "Let's go get some candy and eat it." I hate this game. The good news is we're so close to the playoffs, though.
Yeah. We're almost, for those of you who just can't quite make it through all this, we're almost done.
Yeah.
If you've made it this far, I'm impressed.
Right. We've said, like, we're making the rule that if we lose, we get eliminated in the playoffs, that's the end.
Yeah.
That's the end of this playthrough. That's the end of... God, I hate the thought of that. That's the end of this team. We're not going to do this again. Oh, boy. And I still, like, I have, like, Nam flashbacks whenever I use, like, a public water fountain now. I just hear 1, 2, 3 skidoo, but it's, like, echoing. 1, 2, 3 skidoo. Helicopter blades and
Kids laughing.
explosions.
And then the kids laughing slowly turns into kids crying
Yes.
and screaming.
I had a real fun elementary school because one time we had like the D.A.R.E. Did you ever do like the D.A.R.E. thing?
Yeah, well, not in elementary school. I take that
You
back.
did in high school.
No, we did like a really intense D.A.R.E. program
Okay.
in preschool. We got to
It
pedal
was like
these.
detoxing. They gave you all the drugs just so you knew how bad the effects were.
We got to like pedal these mini go-karts around the gymnasium.
I
like,
remember doing that.
It was Safety City, I think it was.
Yeah,
what it
Safety
was
City.
called.
Yeah, I did Safety City too.
So that's not D.A.R.E. at all.
No, but that's
we-
crazy you bring that up because I would have never. I probably would have gone through my whole life never thinking about Safety City again.
So fun.
So for people who don't know what D.A.R.E. is, because I honestly don't know if it's like a national thing. I was trying to say nationwide, but that felt wrong.
I thought you were saying national.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I fucked up all over and around. For those who don't know, because I don't know if it's a national thing. I don't know what it stands for, but it basically is like don't do drugs. We had like the D.A.R.E. officers, which were like drug focused, I guess, but then they were like police officers that would teach us about like, you know, like stranger danger and all that shit.
Right.
And then one of the police officers taught us like, this is 100% real, what I'm about to say, so you know it's going to be good. He taught us like self-defense moves, which is cool. Like I feel like that's a cool thing for a police officer to teach us. We're in like 5th grade at this point, so it's actually like useful. Because I feel like if you're teaching that to kindergartners, like
Yeah, that's
what the hell's a kindergartner going to do? At least a 5th grader might have a shot. But he taught us all these. And this is an event, like it literally became known as the Kung Fu Riot. Because he taught us all these in the period before we went to recess.
Ooh.
And then we all went out there. And this was like I went to elementary school in the 90s. So I feel like that was before everything. Well, it was a pre-9/11 world. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
We didn't have like hardly any supervision. We had like one teacher, and if they had to go to the bathroom or something, we were just out there, just alone. So we all just started using the moves on each other. Like it was literally like I have this vivid memory of like 50 some kids all just like looking like a fucking scene out of Helm's Deep. And we were just all like fighting on the playground equipment. There were people fighting in the slides. There were people like fighting on the monkey bars. And we weren't hurting each other. We were just doing the like self-defense moves.
Right.
And we did that for like 5 minutes, and then a teacher like told us to stop. But you know, like nowadays, if a teacher saw that, they would come running.
Oh, and everyone would go to the principal's office.
Yeah, and we would have like
an intervention
assembly about it and everything. But she was just like, "Hey, stop that! Knock that off."
And then you did.
Yeah, we did. That's all you need. So don't do drugs, don't make shanks, but do use kung fu on your friends.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm having a mental breakdown.
Also, if you're watching this, that's a home phone that you're hearing. I tell you what, I gotta pee something fierce. Oh my god. Pains us to report that Balrog suffered a concussion and will be out for the season. Hashtag hearts are with you.
Oh no. Oh no.
This is insane. Tune in next week to see what happens, because I legitimately don't know.
Well, that answers the question we asked earlier in the season.
What?
What center are we going to have in the playoffs?
Oh yeah, Rudez.